Welcome back to the show, guys. Episode 51 with my really good longtime friend, Alex Phillips. He's a journeyman lineman, longtime journeyman lineman. He's a great big beast of an animal for the gym. Check this out for your health, your mental health. Lots of good value with this episode. I hope you enjoy it as much as I enjoyed recording it. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Welcome. You're listening to the 27th Hour with Junior
and Dre Rocket.
Get ready, strap in, and hang on. Okay, we're on the right track. So you good? You guys find the game. Welcome back to the show. What's up, Big Al?
Living life, brother.
Are you living life?
Trying.
It looks like you're living to me.
Yeah, I got it. You know, life beats you up, and so you appreciate the good times.
That's for goddamn sure.
I'm in good times.
Are you?
Oh yeah, healthy family, happy. You know, I got a good wife. She supports me.
She's here with us tonight.
Yeah, she goes everywhere with me.
She didn't want to sit in though. She says like, no,
Yeah,
I'm gonna just sit over here.
yeah, she gets an opportunity to get distance from me. We're together 24/7 for real, like 24/7.
Really?
Yeah, she. We're literally together 24/7. When I go to work, she travels with me, and most of the time she's with me at work. Like, you know, driving around looking at jobs and right away and everything. She's with me and the dog, and yeah, it's just very seldom. Like when I go to the office, she doesn't want to hang out there.
Right.
Yeah, we're together all the time. It's incredible. We haven't killed each other yet, but
She could whoop your ass anyway.
I guess that's true love. She could. She's tough.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Remember, this fucking thing's gonna be right in your mouth. Sorry. I don't know if it sounds. You can move it around. Get it comfy for you. Get it so you sound good. Maybe my headphones were weird. Yeah. I don't know if I'm sounding funny or maybe it's. I don't know. Do you sound good? Yeah, you sound good. You sound good.
Yeah.
That's better.
I think it's better.
Right into the mic, baby.
All right.
Yeah, oh, there it is. Yeah, bass sound. Yes,
Yeah.
it. I didn't know if it was my headphones were goofy. I fuck with them all the time.
Oh, I guess.
Because I got to try to do something with them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, those are custom.
Yeah.
It's not
There isn't anything in this that isn't custom.
Bro, no comment, I guess. Yeah. It's a good time. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. It's 2 years, I could think, something like that to do.
It's badass.
Thanks,
That's what, like, going around looking, and I was asking her, well, who done this, who done that? Junior did it. We're a lot alike that way because can I swear?
Every fucking word.
All right. I fucking hate hiring people.
There we go.
I hate hiring people to
The more real you are, the
do
better.
anything for me. And so,
How come?
for good or worse, the way I look at it, if I'm able-bodied, able-minded, why in the you're going to pay someone $50 an hour to come and do it and sit and eat Cheetos on the couch when they do it?
And is it going to be what you want, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So where's the shift there? So you and I have a similar background. We'll go there too right after this. Similar, exact same.
Yeah.
What about the under industry? So that you work in, that's all you do, right? Everybody works. They do your stuff, right?
Yeah, that's it.
But for you, is it for when it's for you? It's what you want to handle if it's for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And
it.
I think that's one thing. Going from being out in the field, in the dirt and the mud with the guys, and busting your ass, and at the end of the day, you look around and it's like, I fucking built that, and I'm proud of it. And you go home with that sense of accomplishment, and you're tired, and you feel it, and when you make the shift to being in the office and you sit on your ass for 8 hours, staring at a computer screen, on conference calls, in meetings, you walk out of there mentally spent, but you feel like a turd, Yeah. And so, that's one thing I don't like about my job is my job anymore is I help bid jobs. And then once we get jobs, I do all the front end work as far as getting, crews lined up, equipment lined up, permits lined up, and on and on and on and on. And then I watch all the guys come together, and they go out and they build it, and I go to the next thing, and I never get to see shit. I don't get to see a lot of the process and be able to go out there and spend time with the guys and all that. And it's a totally different trade.
Well, let's try to bring it back right to there. I'm going to try my hardest at the end to bring back why you did, right? Why even do that, right? Why not just go back? Tell me about Alex Phillips. Alex Phillips, where did you grow up at?
Downey, Idaho, little town on a cattle ranch.
Yeah. Isn't your brother back there now?
Oh, yeah. 3 brothers back there.
Are they?
Yeah.
Brian's up there?
Andy and Nick.
Oh, really?
Yep. They're all back up there.
And where are you at?
In Huntsville.
Are you in Huntsville?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I like it there. It's beautiful.
So let's see. How do we start that? So you got your brothers. Mm-hmm. We'll just start where we collided. How's that? Because there's a lot.
That was a long time ago.
And it's deep, right?
It was over 24 years ago.
I was trying.
25
years
ago.
02?
It's a long time.
I don't even know. And we had an interesting ride, haven't we?
Oh, Jesus.
So, for those that don't know, you're a journeyman lineman.
Yep.
Or always.
I feel like
always.
Was now, but technically
I hung up my
am,
ticket.
but it's...
my ticket's hung, so I feel you.
Yeah.
It's...
I'm proud of you for that.
Thank you.
Dude, I love to see guys that are able to do something fuck out of that trade. You know what I mean? To go out on your own, especially to go out on your own and make your own living depending on yourself.
Yeah.
And, and you make it, it's on you. You don't, it's on you. That's living. That's a job. That's why when you're working for the man every day, and it happens every day, is you bust your ass to get ready for something, and you got all your, everything together, all your shit together, and there's always someone that failed to do their part, and it's just like, man, I stayed up till fucking midnight getting that ready.
Right.
And here this schmuck walks in 15 minutes late, ain't got his shit together. I get frustrated with it, It's nice living the life of there's no risk really to me. If I fuck up, they pay for it.
Yeah.
It doesn't come out of my check. Where when you're making a living on your own, depending on yourself, if you fuck up, this comes out of your checking account. It makes you think before you do stuff.
I'm telling you. Do you run any businesses? Well, you had Big A Firearms for a long time.
Yeah, I had it a long time, and then it got.
What happened? You just what happened there?
Well, back in the Obama administration, he did an executive order to up all the ATF inspections.
Yeah.
And, I was traveling, working out of town all the time. And I went from, in like 5 years, I never had one inspection. There was one ATF guy that covered about 2/3 of Utah, the southern half of Idaho, and about 1/3 of Wyoming.
Yeah.
And great guy. If you needed help, you call him and they'd bend over backwards to help you.
Yeah.
And when they done that executive order, they pulled everybody in the office and everything and made them inspectors. And I went from 5 years never having an inspection to having like 4 inspections in 3 months.
What was that for? What are they trying to do? Just get everybody all wound up?
Yeah, honestly, they're trying to catch you slipping so that they can
jerk your
fine you, throw you in jail, and you give up your license.
What does that gain? What are they doing? What is that gaining?
They want to sit down the nudge. It's any way that they can attack the industry, they're going to do it. And the best way for them to do it is to make it too risky for anyone to manufacture or sell guns. And that's exactly what happened is, I was out of town. I didn't have, I wasn't able to be there for them inspections all the time because they're random. You don't know when it's coming. So
they knock on your fucking door.
Yeah.
And there's people there to come check your firearms, your paperwork, your
Oh yeah.
All that, and it better be fucking right on the money.
Yep. I'd get a call, and Jesse'd say like, "Hey, ATF's here.
What if you're not
doing
home?
Inspection?" Oh, they'll stay there. They'll come back. You know, they're relentless. Yeah, and so the girl that kept coming by, like I was really, really tight on my books. Like I was to the T.
I know you're a fool.
She would come through and go through every single line on the A&D book and try and find something wrong. And then if she couldn't find something wrong there, she'd want to look at inventory and compare inventory to invoices. And it would be like 7 hours of this shit. And after the second time, it's like, we already went through this the last time. Do you really want to start back at square one?
How far apart were they?
Oh, sometimes they were like 2 weeks apart.
Holy moly.
Yeah. Yeah, there was literally times where, because I was doing mostly like, custom guns.
Yeah.
And so I didn't have a lot of volume. And so she would show up and I'd tell her, like, I haven't sold a single gun. Do you still want to do this? Yep, I want to do it. And it just got so old and they kept on upping. It got to where, like, if you made like a single mistake on your A&D book, like the wrong date, something wasn't legible, it's $10,000 fine. If it was bad enough, it was like 5 years in prison. And so to me, it was like, okay, this isn't my primary source of income. I'm busy, traveling all over the damn country, chasing power lines. So I did exactly what they wanted me to do, and I forfeited my license.
So let's take and put all the pressure we can on people that have done everything they can to be perfect by the books. They're attacking people. It seems like to me they're very willing and wanting to do the same, to do a very quality thing.
Yeah.
The guns are still on the street, bro. It's not going to change a fuck.
Yeah.
Why don't we put all that fucking energy and all whatever they're doing to you into fucking hammering down on whatever's garbage is going out there?
Yeah. Well,
let's attack the doctor, not the pain pill mill, or what's going on. It's like a same idea.
Yeah. Well, that's what kills me is like they're attacking dealers. It's like, you buy a gun from a dealer, you're getting the full background check and everything, right? And they're trying to shut legal sales down while the black market is going gangbusters,
Yeah,
and
bro.
it's like, I think you guys are spending too much energy with the wrong people.
Wonder why they're doing that.
What's the risk of them not doing it? Is there any risk in them not doing it? Maybe that 2 weeks or a month or whatever the check is?
Well, I mean, the risk would be that you have shady dealers that are, sliding inventory out. But it's extremely difficult because, like, as a dealer, like, I had wholesalers and manufacturers I'd buy from, and say, like, Rock River Firearms. I'd make an order from them. On their books, they'd say, X, gun here is sent to Big A Firearms. When I received it, I had to say I received these guns from Rock River Firearms, and then when I sold it, I'd have to say, I sold this gun to Junior Hammond, and so there's a trail.
Yeah.
And so dealers really, and it doesn't happen much, but they just call them ghost guns, but it's where really shady manufacturers they're going to make a gun without a serial number, and they're going to sell them to shady dealers that sell them out the back door. Doesn't happen very often at all. It's not, like, you listen to the news and they make it sound like it's just a horrible issue that's going on, and it's so rare, so rare. And even like, the whole they call it the gun show loophole.
Yeah.
There ain't no loophole. You go to a gun show, you buy a gun, you get a background check. Period.
I tattoo us, the family that runs it. Anyway, he's told me all about that, man. He's like, this. Yeah. So I don't understand. What's the idea? Like, what's the main focus? What are they trying? What are they attempting? Apparently, there's some really shady shit going on.
Yeah. Well,
or they wouldn't be trying to shut down people that are legally doing things like that.
They're really not. It's, it's just they they want to go after manufacturers and dealers to make it too risky to be in the business.
You can get it on the street regardless, bro.
Exactly.
That's
exactly
fucking weird.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like they're attacking the people that are following the law.
That's exactly.
And it doesn't.
So if you make weed illegal, immediately the street value fucking through the roof.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's easy to.
Yeah.
It's sad. There's got to be a way to do it. How do we fix it?
There was 3 different times when, because I had, for my business, I had, a separate account, banking account. And there was 3 different times my assets got frozen.
By the government?
By the government and the bank. So basically what they did was they brought in all these big banks and said, basically, any manufacturer, dealer, anything like that, if you think that there's even any kind of shady thing going on or even have an excuse for it, freeze their account.
So there's a guy thinking Al's shady for whatever reason. He can just shut your fucking account down.
Yeah,
That seems like we should be able to.
Yeah. I'd get an email and it would say that your account associated with blah 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 has been frozen, and I'd call them. I'm like, "What's up? What did I do?" Oh, well, it's just under review, and that was always their excuses. It's under review. Well, if you're a business, if that's what you depend on to pay your mortgage and send your kids to school and everything. If they got your bank account frozen for a month, it can destroy you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially in a business, you got payroll to make and insurance to pay, and the list goes on. And so it's just a way for them to backdoor try and shut it down.
Well, and I can see every side of everything, right? I try to. So it's like they're doing this for a reason, apparently. So why is a rule ever made, right?
Right.
I have my own ideas on all that, but I think most rules are created, especially in the line industry, I believe, from fear of something actually happening than actually something happening.
Oh, yeah.
This could happen. We're going to put something in place to prevent that, because that's how I think it is. It's like the power of people being people and thinking and figuring things out, and the power of letting them do what they do, letting you be a firearm dealer, which I know full-heartedly we're fucking incredible. We bought several guns from you. Let people do their thing, and it's like, have you go through this aggressive thing at first, watch you every other while. It seems like they could lighten up a little bit on you and keep the legal people doing the right things in that position, not pestering you. Yeah. Apparently trying to get you to stop.
That's it. They're just going after the wrong people. They're going after the people that are obviously doing it right.
How do they find the wrong people?
Well,
see, that's
if they put the effort into it,
apparently they are.
A lot of the illegal stuff comes over the southern border.
Yeah.
It's stuff brought in from China and Russia and all over the place.
Borders would be sweet.
And it's just, there's truckloads. There's a guy, I don't know if you ever heard about it. It was called Operation Fast and Furious.
Didn't hear about that.
Our federal government, ran a bunch of drugs south across the border to the cartels.
I did hear about that.
These guns were supposed to be disabled and able to be tracked and all that. They weren't. None of them weren't. In fact, one of the 50 cals that was sent over there ended up in El Chapo. When they busted El Chapo, they found one of the 50s. There was an FBI agent that got killed with one of those weapons. That's how it blew up. But there was a gun dealer in southern Arizona that they were basically using him as a gateway to push all these guns across the border. And it was the government. Like, if the government showed up at your house and said, we're going to bring this box of guns here, when a guy comes to pick them up, you let him pick them up and take them. And they were running this paperwork through him without him even knowing it. And then these people were taking and running these guns across. And when the whole thing blew up, they threw him under the bus. And he was able to get out of jail. I met him at a SHOT Show in Las Vegas and was talking to him. And it was at the time when he was on the news a lot. Like, because he said the thing that he was afraid of was being silent and the government able to come in and basically just railroad him, And so he started speaking up to bring some attention to it so that he couldn't get railroaded. And it was dirty.
It seems like fuck all that then. Why? Like what? I had.
Yeah.
That's really sad. So you had an FFL, right?
Yep.
You just give it up.
Yep. I give it up.
What do you do with all the firearms from then on? You keep what you have and hopefully sell at some point, or?
Yeah, I had to absorb all my inventory.
Gotcha.
Yep. Yeah, I had to absorb it all, and it just, I got boxes of ammo and crap around there.
Yeah. I seen.
I'll give a lot of like ammo to family. And
Yeah, I don't know if you want to say that. That's like
address
gold
is.
right now, right?
yeah.
I mean, maybe you do. Maybe you. I mean,
that is.
it's a good time to sell, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Is it really a thing? Like it seems to be. We're on the topic, man. It's like it seems to be. I hate politics with my heart. I don't do any of it. I'm not on no fence. I don't care about who's who. But it seems like every time we do I should lighten that up. I don't hate anything. I'm not involved in any of that. I don't even know the president. I don't know what his name is. Don't care. I knew Trump. That was a big.
The president doesn't know what his name is.
Yeah, I don't even know who it is. But it seems like every election time it gets goofy.
It is.
Do you think that's going to shake out and everything's going to calm down with the ammo and the gun? Why is?
No.
So what do you think the fix is, just in your opinion, for what do we do about this gun thing? What, not your thing, just the gun thing. Do we take them? Do we ban them? What do you think would help?
Go up to the bad guys. Go up to the bad guys. I mean, it's our God-given right to own firearms.
So we do though, right?
Yeah.
Like people and their cops, or just everybody?
Everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody. I mean, that's the whole reason that the founding fathers of this country put the Second Amendment in there is because they had just dealt with a tyrannical government. You know what I mean? And so they knew that history repeats itself. It's going to happen again. So let's protect our rights, make sure everybody has the right to bear arms so they can. That was the whole reason for it. It's not so that Billy Bob could go shoot a deer. It was so that if the government tried to pull some dumb shit, that we could stand up and fight. The United States has the largest army in the entire world, and it's not the Army, the Navy, the Marines, the Air Force. It's the American citizens. We own more guns than the entire world times 5.
Yeah.
And that's the reason that people don't come and fuck with us.
Yeah.
True, and I got 5 on me right now.
That's right. I got 2 right under the table. He probably has 1 too. It's fine.
They know that if they come in here, they got, 30 million guns floating around that are going to be pointed at them. And they don't want to fuck with that. That's why a lot of the gun control push, it comes from the UN. And guess who the big pusher of it is? It's China. China pushes a lot of the...
Push what? They can't push our law. Push what?
Well, the UN tries to influence our politicians into pushing gun control.
For why? What is it? Who gain?
They want us disarmed.
To come get us.
Yeah. And it's
What the
a lot. It's a lot.
So we're doing
fight.
it. They're trying to do it then.
Oh yeah, yeah. They're doing it. Just was it yesterday or day before yesterday? The DOJ came out with a rule that they want to, a new law they want to pass to ban AR pistols, completely ban them. To basically, like any AR pistol you own, you got to forfeit it.
AR pistol, not a rifle.
AR pistol.
So did they not ban AR-15s rifles in like '96 or something?
Yeah,
it lasted for an X amount of time.
Clinton did it.
Yeah. God. It just makes me. I have what I have, and I keep what I keep, and I'm out of that loop because I get really frustrated with it.
Well, it's perception, man. The media influences so much shit. It's just how they tell the story. They call them assault rifles. AR doesn't stand for assault rifle.
What does it stand for?
It stands for. Oh Jesus!
I thought that's what it stood for.
God damn it! No, it doesn't.
We're looking it up right now.
Yeah,
they're looking it up. They got it.
I just went brain dead. It doesn't even stand for assault rifle. So basically, the media is going to push this idea that every gun out there's got a mind of its own, and it's going to jump out of the closet and just start killing people.
Guns don't kill anybody.
Yeah, and it's just people are so that's fucking sheep anymore. They're so stupid that they can't think on their own. They listen to the media, and that's the truth. That's, the way it is. This coronavirus bullshit was
Same
a
thing.
perfect example of it.
So apparently it stands for Armalite.
Yep.
Armalite rifle.
Yeah, Armalite was the actual inventor of it. They were the first ones to build they built the M16 was the original version of it.
Armalite sounds like a horrible cable company.
Sounds like a drink.
Right?
Try Armalite for arms like this. I don't fucking know. It wasn't the AR-15. This is a topic that would go for days. Was designed not even to kill people, but to harm them just enough. Their buddy come to get them, and then they, right? So they made them so they were automatic and more, and they could just then do it. But if I'm going into a place to harm people, that is the last weapon I'm going to grab. Is an AR-15. I don't understand why the gun I would grab every time, and every gun person I know in the world that I know closely would grab the same idea of weapon I have to do the harm, and that's just any shotgun.
Oh yeah.
You can get more, you can get fat. So
and you don't have to aim good.
And you can get them at fucking Walmart. Yeah. So that's the most plentiful thing.
Yeah.
So apparently they're focused on this AR. I wonder if there's a deeper thing to it. And I don't even know, but it's really sad to see that.
Oh, it is. It is one. I mean, if I was gonna go batshit crazy, I would grab a fucking propane tank and a bunch of nails and a detonator. You could kill 100 people right now.
Look in a crowd, how many people you could kill with a fucking knife in that concert.
Yeah.
This sounds very strategic.
Dude,
you planned this before, huh?
No.
What?
There is one thing that I did learn though is to just expect the unexpected, and people just like the Boston bomber. I mean, a fucking a pressure cooker. I mean, a pressure cooker and a bunch of nails, and you got a bomb.
Yeah, it's ingenious.
It's just bad guys don't follow laws, and bad guys, if they can't get their hands on a gun, they're going to get their hands on a knife. They're going to get their hands on a rock, a bat, a pressure cooker. They're going to find a way to do harm.
So what would be the way to, how could we back up and say, look, you know what I mean? What do you think we could do to stop this horse shit? Nothing's going to stop. As long as humans are alive, we're going to kill each other.
Yeah.
But banning anything of a weapon is not the answer. How do we help that, right? Do we just do the background check thing?
Well, right now
we're doing what we do already. We're already regulating ourselves prior to this, right?
Well, you hear all this comprehensive background check. You already got a comprehensive fucking background check. I'll tell you who screws up more background checks than anybody. The ATF. The ATF screws up more background check. This is no shit. I had one guy. He filled out the 1044, sent it in. ATF. Yep, good to go, all clear. Sent him the weapon, and then I got a call about 2 weeks later. Hey, sale that you made to so and so. The guy's got a felony. You give me the clearance. Oh yeah, we know we did, but we need you to go and find that. You go find it.
That's too much fucking headache, bro.
It's they screw up more than anybody, and anything ran by the government is horrible, and so. To me, honestly, the best thing the government could do to, really regulate everything is to third party it out,
I mean, what do you mean?
Just hire a contractor to do background checks and everything. Because anything to do with the government, they screwed up. It's so red taped. It's so, there's so much political bullshit and lawyers and attorneys involved and everything that nothing happens fast and nothing happens right. And so to take that away, but I mean, in all reality, the real bad gun violence is just happening you look at Chicago last weekend, there was 47 people shot. There was 78 shootings, 47 people shot, 12 people killed. There was 3 of them under the age of 8. That happens every weekend in Chicago. Every weekend. And these people aren't going to the gun shop to buy their guns. They're buying them off the black market. They want to make it sound like it's these neighboring states that doesn't have all these, the real strict gun laws and all that.
Maybe it's the idea of the government is to show the public that's watching, oh my God, that they're really tightening up. They know they can't control it, but they know who, piss testing somebody is clean, right?
Yeah.
Same idea.
Yep.
Look, we're showing you we're doing the right thing, and they knew Junior would pass every time, so I'd get him over and over. I wonder if it's the same idea, because it's very easy to see.
Yeah.
You can't stop this.
Yeah. Well,
and stopping good people is going to make it worse, and That's sad, man.
Yeah, it is. And to me, honestly, I don't think that they want to fix the problems like that. They don't want to, because as long as they can keep people scared, they got control. It's just, there was an analogy I heard the other day. It was perfect. You can take a mason jar, put a bunch of black ants and, some red ants in the same jar, and they'll work together just fine. No problems. You shake the jar, black ants or red ants start attacking each other until they're all dead. And it's perfect. I mean, to me, it's perfect, because if you go in anywhere you go, and there can be white people and black people and Polynesians and Mexicans, and everybody's doing just fine. But then someone, the media, the politicians, whatever, they take and shake that jar to make sure there's all this contention between everybody. And I don't know. It's just so sick. I wish people could understand it. It's like, to me, I don't give a damn what color you are, what race you are, what religion you are. As long as you're not going to do any harm to me or my family, hey, we're cool. I don't, I've had more bad done to me by white guys than anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. A white guy broke in my house, stole all my shit. It's like.
He didn't get your guns, did he? Yeah, I remember that
one
fucking
time
story.
You didn't shoot him?
I remember that
You weren't home?
story.
No.
That's one of my worst fears, is a home invasion while I'm home. Not fears, but
Camera system.
I got to be there,
Oh, yeah.
Like, if my family's there and I'm not there, then we got a problem. But
True.
if I'm there, I feel better.
Yeah.
For sure.
I was in the process of moving, and I mean, I literally just moved from one house to another, and got everything kind of at that house, and then I had to bug out and go work out of town. I didn't have time to get my safe set up and everything, so I put all my guns and ammo in the back of my truck that was in the garage that was locked. The truck was locked, the garage is locked. Wife and kids were all around there, everything, so it's not like everything wasn't being watched. Well, one night, a guy went to a neighborhood that was just close to mine, parked his truck. He went run around the back of the house, broke into that house, got in, found the car keys to the guy's car, which I don't understand why he stole the fucking car. He drove there. Obviously, you already got wheels.
Maybe it was a better car.
Yeah, no shit. Right?
But maybe DNA.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. So he goes into the garage and, opens the door. The guy, in the house heard this car start up and everything, and he runs out as the guy's backing out of his driveway and taking off, and he running after him. So the guy knew he'd been seen. So he pulls around into my neighborhood, ditches the car next to this, like in the yard of one of my neighbor's houses. He runs through like 3 backyards, ends up in mine, goes to the man door to my garage, kicks it, and that door is far enough away from. I mean, this is like 2 a.m. or something. No one in the house heard it. He walks in, sees my truck in there, and there's another vehicle in there. Gets in that car and rummaging around through it, steals some shit, and then he found the spare keys to my truck that was in that joggy box. Finds it, unlocks my truck, jumps in the truck, hits the garage door opener, backs out. He's gone.
All your fucking guns in that.
Yeah, and I'm sure that when he looked in the back seat, he's just like, "Oh, fucking jackpot."
Dude, what happened?
Well, he took off, and that next morning, Jesse calls and says, "Hey, did you let someone borrow your truck?" Like, fuck no, I didn't. It's full of shit.
Was his garage closed? He closed it.
Oh, he left it open. Yeah. And she's like, "Well, your truck is gone." I'm like, "Call the cops right now." And I said, as soon as the cops get there, I need to talk to him. So the cops get there, and I start telling them everything that was in that truck. And they went full on out. They had everybody in the world. They knew the guy that had it because he parked his truck in front of the house that he broke into with his wallet in there.
Maybe he's going to come back and get his truck later.
Yeah, so they called SWAT, and they went and hit his house and his girlfriend's house, and they couldn't find him, couldn't find the guns. And then like 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, I got a call and said, "Hey, we found your truck." And it was parked like 3 blocks down from his house, and the stereo's ripped out, and I mean it's gutted, and I mean it was just a total mess. And of course, all the guns, everything was gone, and they never did find any of them, none of them.
And that was previous. That was when was your gun psycho watching you stuff? Was it after that or before that? Your people watching you, whoever they are, the government.
Oh, this was before I had my FFL.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is before I had that, and that's kind of the reason. Well, after all my stuff got stolen, I mean, of course, you got to start stocking back up. So,
did they ever find any of your shit?
No,
that you know.
I have never got anything back.
What's your idea of guns in there? How many guns are in there?
There's 27 guns.
20 fucking 7.
Yeah, there was a few thousand rounds of ammo. There was like, I mean, there was thousands of rounds.
So what happened? What happened to him? Did you have to go to court, testify, or anything like that?
They got him. They ended up finding him, and he was actually just out on parole when he did it. So he's went back in for like 30 years or something. He's in there for a while.
Wonder what he did with all them guns. That's sad. Either way, people can get guns.
Yeah,
that's not even the thing. That's just crazy. People are like that, man.
Yeah, that was messed up.
That's methamphetamines. That's good stuff, bro.
He was all jacked up. He was all. They found meth in his truck.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, how dumb can you be? You're gonna fucking break into a place, and it was in the winter too. There was like 3 inches of fresh snow. His truck tires and truck pulled up next to the house, and then here's his footprints running around backyard right to the window that he broke into. It's like, how fucking dumb can you be?
Yeah, that's just a fucking junkie right there.
Oh yeah, that's when people are stung. Man, they don't have any damn brains.
It's sad.
I was gonna ask, when you were talking about you used to sell, when you sold guns, you said custom. Is it something that you customly built these guns?
Yeah, what I specialized in was just people that wanted something either for a specific purpose or something that fit them exactly right, the right stock, the right lower, the right upper, the right barrel, the right optics. And so basically when someone wanted a setup, I'd go out and meet them at the range, and I'd have a whole plethora of options. And I'd sit out there and I would swap uppers and lowers and barrels and optics and everything until we got exactly what they wanted. And then I built it for them. And I mean, it was like the exact rifle they wanted. Instead of, and there were so many people, I mean, they just go, I want an AR. So they go down the AR and they see this $700 piece of shit and they buy it, and then they hate it, so then they end up going buy another. And, rather than doing that, they would just come to me and I'd build them exactly what they wanted. When they come to me, they didn't know what they wanted, so I helped them find out what they wanted.
Yeah. People are not going to do bad things with that firearm.
Right.
People that want, well, if they do, they do. We can't stop humans from killing humans. It's not impossible.
Yeah.
And how does it work in our line of work where we'll go back to the power line thing too. There's a lot to talk about. The more rules you impose on the crew, the more the boss is there to watch, and the worse it gets, right? It's like everybody's nervous. Everything's heightened. Everybody's don't manage people, right? Same thing with this gun thing. I think you got it right on the money. It's like all that's planned. I think this shit's gone on before any of the social media stuff, and it's not social media's fault. It's nothing's fault. It's us letting everything be the fault.
Yeah.
If it's social media, turn it off.
Yeah.
If it's the lower tab, don't take fucking 40 of them. If it's the alcohol, just have one. Like, the social media doesn't hurt you. The government doesn't hurt you. It's like, I think it's the way we take it, the way we tell it, the way and everybody just fucking turn the fucking social media off. We talked about it earlier, me and the wife, and I said, we had a thing hit, a little stupid, big fire, oh my God, this and that with what's her name and that and that and that. And I'm like, you would have never fucking known about that if you wouldn't have that fucking phone.
Oh, yeah.
How real is that?
Oh, yeah.
So our stress and all of our issues are our own fucking fault.
Oh, yeah.
Like, nobody has accountability for any of this.
Yeah.
Have your AR, have your whatever the fuck you want, and just fucking don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Or do something really to help, not just sit on Facebook and try to hammer it down on. So how, people really get involved and actually do something with it, or or chill out. Find the profession that would aid it. Or it's really sad that we do this, man. I think it's disgusting.
It is, and it's, the media pushes. They have their narratives. They have their agendas that they want to go after. So they'll take a story that really isn't a story, make it a story just to bring negative attention to something. Meanwhile, over here, there's like an actual fucking story going on.
Right.
But it doesn't fit their narrative, and they don't want people to see that, so no one covers it.
It's money driven.
It's look that way.
Totally.
And so, yeah, I mean, people just really need to fucking pull their head out of their ass and understand the media. They're not journalists anymore. Are a disgrace to their trade. They are not journalists. They are propagandists.
Yeah.
And
opportunists.
Yeah, they are. There's very few real journalists out there. I mean, I follow about everything every day. Me and my wife, we sit down and eat breakfast and we flip through the news and, oh my God, you see this, you see that. But the real stories aren't getting covered.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much shit. I mean, they pick, God, the fucking Hunter Biden. I mean, that dude should be locked up. Yesterday there was all these text messages that came out and he's throwing the N-word around and this and that and, talking about crack and underage prostitutes and nothing. Crickets. It's crickets.
I got one more thing to add to the way this goes. This was the most bizarre thing we've ever encountered, and it was big for me. I did an interview. This is just going back to how information is transferred. Mm-hmm. It is physically, scientifically impossible to tell one thing the same time, 2 different times, a story.
Oh, yeah.
It is impossible. You can get close.
Yeah.
But we dress it a little more every time. I can prove how and I can prove why. It's real, right? We had people here doing a really good episode, another podcast, and they actually on the show were talking about a very simple detail in a story of them driving. It was a very intense moment too. They both remembered everything about the moment, everything except for they bickered back and forth. I thought it was funny about who he was in the front seat. She said he was in the back seat, and he's like, I was in the front seat. This just proves how stories work. And they had a thing. He's like, I was in the front seat because we did it. And she's like, well, I thought you were in the back. Doesn't matter. They were the only 2 there. It was like a year ago. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
What do you think that does when that story is told 5 fucking people later, 50 people later in Japan? I think everybody should. I don't care what people do. I don't care what's going on in the world because I can't control it. So control your fucking media. Don't look at it. Look at it. Don't do anything with it. You know what I mean? It's sad that we let this do it. And I hate it. I don't like debate. I don't like any of that. It's just ridiculous. There's no build for it. So it's sad that that's not the way it is. But.
I mean, anytime something comes out, I mean, you got to take everything with a grain of salt and look and do your own research and make your own judgment and not depend on the media or some politician or whatever to push you one direction or another. Because, I mean, they all have ill intentions. They do.
It's sad.
It's horrible. It is.
Division is power.
It's sad. The whole thing's changing. It breaks my heart, really, because, like, my daughter's 21. I got an 8-year-old and a 4-year-old. And it truly, truly breaks my heart that they're not going to grow up in the same country that I did. It's totally different. They're not going to have the same freedoms. They're not, And when I grew up, if you did listen to news, it was like the local news at 10 o'clock right before bed, and we just lived life. And that's back then. There wasn't anxiety medicines and depression medicines thrown around everywhere because you didn't have all that shit going on in your head.
Yeah.
Every day now it's like you turn on social media and this is going on, and this happened, and this is going to happen, blah, 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 blah. And it stresses you the fuck out, And so there's literally days where, I got to turn it off because it's like start getting pissed or you start feeling all anxious or, it just like, just put it off, go out and mow the fucking lawn.
Right. Isn't that a good thing, though, to, like, know about anxiety, to know about these feelings?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think you got to be informed, but you shouldn't, like, saturate your brain with it. You know what I mean? If you just live in that all the time, like, I mean, I know guys that, like, just constantly, they're watching everything and listening to everything, getting into everything, and it's like, they're a fucking wreck. It's like, you're not even paying attention to your own life now because you're so worried about this other shit.
And it goes back to what I felt about that with your question. If we didn't know about it, if we didn't know, if you didn't know about anxiety, if it wasn't going around, if it wasn't wellness month, this and that, people just handle just what they had going on. That wasn't the world to be, and that guy this and this guy. That's where we're getting so talking about apples, and 2 guys later it's an orange. That's creating it.
Yeah.
Let it. If the little people started worrying about them, that's all they worry about. Oh, yeah. It's very simple to me the way this works. But let them be. Look, everybody's got their thing, man. We grew up totally different than our parents, right? Oh yeah. And everything changes, right? And we just fluctuate, and it is weird to see that. It's a big shift for sure. Oh yeah. But a shift nonetheless that I don't think, I don't know. I don't know the answer, but I just know that I have my own answers, but. We just do us, right? Yeah. I don't know the answers to any of these things, but I think we've had a lot of cool people on the show that are all for it and on the front lines and doing stuff and helping, and I trust you guys doing that. I stay out of it. But I think just good parenting is pretty cool. Oh, yeah. They know, your kids know, and it's not, they see what they are in now and they see us, and then they get to make a good decision right there. It's not back then we didn't have a decision, man. We just grew, it was... There was no way to transfer this information that quickly. Oh, yeah. We cultivated it in ways that were different, but it's just different. So these kids don't even know different. Yeah. So it's kind of strange how that works. But
and that's what, kind of, how the whole life thing beats you down and you kind of learn. Like, there was time, man, it was stupid. So a while back, I was a foreman, and I thought I was a stressed out guy at the time. And I kept getting these headaches and everything. I go to the doctor, and I'm like, man, I'm getting all these headaches. I'm always tight and everything. He's like, oh, yeah, it's anxiety, man. Here, take these, see how you do on that. Like, okay. Go home, take it. And you just feel like a fucking zombie. You go to work, and you're a fucking zombie, and it's like, I don't really like the way that feels. Well, take this. You go back, and it's like, yeah, I just slept like 12 hours, dude. And that didn't work. And he's like, well, take these. And I'm like, I feel like I'm a crack. And so he played this, this mess of try this, try that. And then one night, I just got home from work, and I'd, taken that stupid anxiety medicine. I sat down, I opened a beer, and I'm just chilling on the couch, just going to wind down. And it was just like, snap in my head. I'm like, what in the fuck is wrong with me? Like, I just felt this like flushed feeling, started like, you feel nauseous and everything. Like, what the fuck is going on? I thought I was going to puke. So I go running upstairs in the bathroom, sitting there, and I'm like, what? I thought I was lost my mind. Like, yeah. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I'm screaming, Jesse, get up here. And she comes up and like, she says, what's wrong? I'm like, I don't know. I don't fucking know. Get me to the hospital. And she runs me to the hospital, and they knock your ass out and everything. They're like, oh yeah, you had a bad reaction to that medicine. And, the doctor comes in and explains it to him. And he's like, okay, you bad reaction to, this meds, whatever. Okay, you need to do that. Take this. I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm not taking that shit. I am not taking it. And that right there, that day changed my life forever, because from that day, I fought anxiety for years. And there was days literally like, you don't want to get out of fucking bed, let alone go to work, let alone drive, deal with people, deal with stress. And it was like you had to sit there and manage what you seen, what you heard, because the wrong thing would make your mind go fucking, one way or the other, and that. And it was fucking miserable for quite a few years. And then one day I just got so fucking sick of it. And I'm like, there's got to be something to this. They're like, what the fuck's going on? So I started researching and, about anxiety and depression and everything and how it comes from and everything. And I found this one course that kind of walks you through how to understand what it is and where it comes from. And then I started reading a bunch of books. There was this one guy, he does all the training, the mental toughness training for the Navy SEALs and Army Rangers and the Delta Force and all that, and to teach them how to like go through difficult situations and maintain their cool. He talks a lot about anxiety and how to deal with it. And I started there's all these different exercises to kind of meditation type stuff and just breathing. Yeah. And I worked on that and no shit, like when I really applied myself, it was like 2 months later.
There we go.
Fucking gone.
I was waiting for that.
Gone.
How real is that?
It was like,
if you blanket, if you cover it with something, hide it.
Yeah.
Or you put in work to it. Very simple.
Yep.
Right? I love that.
It was like I was instantly like, oh my God, I'm fucking free. That feeling that was always like pent up in you, it was gone.
It's beautiful.
And it got to where, from there, like I changed my lifestyle. I quit drinking. I actually picked up golf. That's the worst thing to do when
I've heard
anxiety,
that.
pick up golf. So I started golfing and stuff, and just to stay busy and stay active. And it got to where like I would literally try and force myself into going into like an anxiety attack just to bring myself out of it. So I'd like fuck with myself, and it's like you can start feeling it coming on. It's like back down. It's like, yeah, you're my bitch.
That's it.
You're my bitch. I control it.
I
Like I'm in control of it. And I wish people that were struggling with anxiety and stuff would kind of do what I did, because when you're in it, it's so dark and you feel like it's never going to end and you feel like there's no hope, but it's like, in reality, it's an easy fix. And it's all on you. It's in your head. No one else can do it. There's no drugs would make it worse, so it's like, fix the problem. If you want your freedom back, fix your problem, and it's hard to tell someone like, that's really dealing with it at that time to just do it, because you're fucking, in all honesty, you're kind of scared, You don't know what the fuck's going on. You fell out of control.
How do you get unscared? Like you face it, you got to face it.
Yeah, you just get sick of.
So how do we help
being
those
miserable?
People? How do you help? Like so keep it tight. Don't do the social media thing. Keep it in your family, right?
Yep. Yeah. To me, it's like,
oh, Sally, fucking this. Meanwhile, your child's worry about your fucking close group, man.
Yeah.
How would you help somebody in your family? Like,
yeah,
hey, let's get active. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I like generally now, like going through it, I can, when you meet someone, you can kind of tell if they're dealing with something, whatever. But the big thing is like, if you've gone through it and you found a way to work through it, you meet someone that's going through it, help them the fuck out. Yeah. I've literally had people where, I start talking to them, and there was this lady that was on a flight next to me, and we were talking. It was a longer flight. We started talking about that, and she was telling me how, like, nearly every day she's having anxiety attacks and everything, and I kind of went through everything that I went through, so that, she knew that I understand. I've been there.
Yeah.
And then I started telling her how I fixed it and what I was doing. And literally, like, on the flight, I was showing her, like, some breathing exercises to do and stuff, because she was all worked up from flying and the airport and what am I going to do when I get there? So she was all worked up. And we started doing that, and probably the last half hour of the flight, she fell asleep. She was so relaxed, she fell asleep, and when she woke up, she's like, I don't even know how to thank you. Like, I honestly feel like right now I'm happy, and and she just felt that buzzing, nasty feeling in your body was gone, and she's like, I don't know how to thank you. And I freaking love that, man.
That's
like,
beautiful. It's really beautiful.
Oh,
That's cool, and it's real. Like the pill, anything to cover a mass, it's a pill, right? It's a pill to fix the problem, not you. It's the idea of something else is going to fix this. Period. Doesn't work. I don't understand where people even get there. That's weird to me. Now look, there's medications are great for some things, but something that you did to yourself, I'm gonna let this pill take care of it. Man, you can take care of it. You started it.
Yeah.
It's like go through it, and that's beautiful.
Yeah.
I think that's cool.
The pill's gonna mask it. And the worst thing I hated about it was that when I took any of them medications, I wasn't me.
Right.
I wasn't.
You can't be, because you have anxiety.
Yeah. I mean, you're literally.
That's the idea.
Yeah. You're literally just like, blah.
Yeah. And then people like to feel high, and before you know it, we're fucking.
Yeah. Yeah. So like I didn't like the way it made me feel or anything, and then so, yeah, it just I think at some point people just got to say, fuck, I'm sick of this shit, man. I got to do something. And
well, at some point, it looks like to me, you've been hitting the fucking gym like a psychopath. Maybe that's a good piece of it. Talk me through this, bro.
That's when whenever they ask to say, dude, what are you on?
You look great, man.
That's called anger and anxiety. That's why I go to the gym.
You look fucking incredible, man.
Thank you. Tell
me about that. How's that transformation been?
Oh,
you've always been a big, tough dude, but you fucking look great.
Yeah. Well, it was just, I was golfing heavily for a long time. Every day I was going, and that's, I was just using it to burn energy. And I quit drinking and I was feeling good. It's like, fuck, I feel good. So I started running. I'm like, fuck, I feel good. I started going back to the gym and I just kept going. And it's just, I got my diet right and everything and just started lifting. And it was just, it just goes back to back in the day when I'd actually work and I went home, physically exhausted. It was a good feeling. And you switch over to the whole office thing and you don't get that. So it's like a guy like me, a guy like you, throughout the day somewhere, you got to burn all that anxious energy out of you.
Yep.
If you don't sleep good, you don't eat good, you're ornery, the wife can't stand to be around you, so I got to do it. And that's what the gym does for me. And I go there and I put the headphones on and I rock the fuck out and I just lift until I can't and I leave sweaty and tired.
It's a real thing, Alex. I swear it. Everything, like the office would be the pill. The work is the work.
Yeah.
There's nothing in the world that matches physical exertion at all.
Oh, no.
Don't go. You don't have to. I don't go to the gym. I'm not saying don't go to the gym. I'm saying if you do shit, you feel better.
Oh, yeah.
If you sit, you feel like shit and you want to sit more. It's just like the same thing as anxiety.
Yeah.
It's all tied. It's all words to say I don't want to do stuff, but I feel like shit. So give me a way around this.
Yeah.
Do stuff, man.
Yeah, get busy.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, get busy. It does it. And my wife is my gym partner, and I love it.
Yeah, she looks good too, man. You guys are gnarly.
She's a beast.
Yeah, it's so fucking gnarly,
dude. It's so badass. Like we'll go to the gym, and we get a lot of compliments and stuff because we're there and we're working together and pushing each other, and it's so fucking funny because just like today. She had like 600 pounds loaded on leg press.
Jesus.
And she's over there just rubbing it out. And you see there all these dudes just looking over there like, what the fuck, And they go get on there and it's like 1 plate, 2 plate. And they're over there struggling like a motherfucker.
Now, okay, that starts another thing. That makes some of us nervous to go there. How do we get around? How does Junior go there when Alex is in there? And I'm like, fuck, man. Okay, and I know it's a lack of self-confidence, right? These people come in, they're scared. Is there a way around that in your opinion, for people to
understand that everybody in there has body dysmorphia and they're very, how do you say it? What's the word?
Self-conscious?
Yeah, self-conscious about themselves. That's the reason that most people are in there because they want to work on something or this and that. And it's just, that's a place to work, and it's like, we always try and welcome anybody, in and to work. Just go in there and work out. Just stay busy and go and you try and give them advice or if a lot of guys or people you can tell they're kind of like nervous or whatever and it's like
it's intimidating, bro.
Yeah, so you're going like, hey, bud, man, how you doing? Just start talking to them bullshit and then they kind of relax, and it, but it's. I would say, really for the most part, like a lot of the big, the bigger people in there are the nicer people to be around because they've been there, done that, seen it.
Yeah.
And at one point we all, there's, like I say, there's a reason we're in there. We were all come in there to improve ourselves one way or
so. It's fair to say these people that struggle with it, because I know a lot of them, they're intimidated by it, and we've talked about it before on the show. That may keep a lot of people away. It's fair to say that, look, man, we've been there too.
Oh yeah,
it's okay, man.
Oh yeah.
So that's a person thing. Why don't you start your own? You got your own gym, bro. You need to start your own gym and coach people and help people. Are you doing that?
That's kind of the goal.
Yeah, you guys would be great at that.
Yeah. That's a
and start this whole come on in, we'll help you. That'd be fucking cool.
Oh well, that's it. We're building our shop, and like I was saying, when we get it done, I want you to come and help me decorate it.
Fucking done. Send it.
Kind of
First job, Dre.
Yeah, we want to set up just a
Interior design.
We're back, baby.
We've been talking about this for a long time. And we're going to podcast the fuck out of it.
Just set up a badass atmosphere that you can go in and just focus and work your ass off.
Is this plan working? You building it now? Is it?
Yeah. Oh, I got a shop. I got to build it myself. But I'll have all the parts and pieces in like September.
How big is it?
40 by 50.
Like a Clary or something, big pole barn, big barn.
Yeah, it's been a nightmare, man. I've been
40 by 60.
I've been going back and forth, and steel prices up, and labor, and like,
dude, lumber's fucking.
Yeah, at steel building, I can't get one. Like, if you ordered steel building today, you might see it April next year.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
Because of wood's crazy or what?
Oh, everything's crazy.
Everything.
Still, I had one building locked down. And in 2 weeks, the price went up twice. They raised the price twice. And
is this a prefab just come stack on a slab building, or is it all, how was the building?
Oh, well, like those was red iron. I mean, they're like a legit steel building.
Yeah.
And
But everybody's struggling with that.
Yeah. And I live in Huntsville. Part of the shop, too, is to park our vehicles in there because we don't have a garage right now. I want my shop done before winter.
All right.
So when the guy called, at first he told me that he could have it to me in October, and then he called me and says, actually, I can't have it. You might be lucky to get it in February. I'm like, well, you're going to fucking work. So I had actually shied away from the lumber, or, a lumber building, because lumber's up 340%.
It's fucking horrible.
It's insane. And so I thought, fuck it. I'd done a Clary building before. I called the guy up, and he's like, if you do a DIY kit, I'll have it to you in September. Like, fucking done.
Like the one at your old house, and
yeah,
that's that. Yeah,
yep.
they're fucking great, man.
Oh yeah, they are. They're good buildings, and so we want to get that put up, and
that's
then
cool.
It'll be primary reason for it is to have a gym, and
cool.
our own gym. We just especially like after all the COVID bullshit and all the gym shut down and all that, that was difficult.
Yeah,
that was hard for us. So we don't want to have to depend on, any other place. And then plus there's just a lot of, I don't know, like some of the gyms you go to, there's more people. It's like a fucking Tinder.
that's
it's
exactly what I was saying.
There's just so many gyms where you go in there and the primary
Sizzler.
reason they're in there is to chase ass. They're not there to work. And it drives us fucking crazy. There's been a handful of times where my wife is beautiful, and she's a badass.
Yeah,
and
she is.
So you go in there and just dudes are gogging, and you got to block that shit out of your head because they're gonna look. But then when they start going up and start like trying to talk to her, flirt with her, it's like, okay, motherfucker, no. So there's been guys I've had to go up to and was like, dude, get the fuck out.
Really?
Oh yeah.
That's hilarious. Have you had to do the same thing for females?
All the time.
Yeah.
Can you imagine this motherfucker walking up to me saying, hey, Dre, hit the road, bro? You'd be like, yeah, copy that.
I'd be like, I was just asking her if she likes bread. I was just asking her if she likes, fruit roll-ups.
Holy fuck. But what if I'm sitting there like asking her in depth question? No, I get it. That shit's horseshit. That's why I'm not involved in any of it. Can't a guy, because you can get super just healthy all by yourself doing calisthenics. Just do stuff at home. Do stuff, right? Just be a lineman. Just be. Yeah. People really do go there for more, don't they? Is there more to it? Because you can really rip yourself up right here.
Oh yeah, yeah, you can. I mean, there's just, I guess it depends on your goals or what what you want to do. At some point, like, if your goal is to get bigger or whatever, then you need a lot of heavy weight. Yeah. And if you don't have a real good setup at home, you got to go somewhere.
Well, we had David Herrera on here. That was, I can't remember all these stats, but he's 35th in the world. I can't remember all these stats. Strongest, the strong guy shit. Man, he is a beefcake. And he, everything's just at home, flipping tires. And he's got a cool YouTube story on that. So that's why I wondered what your thoughts are. If it's, because he doesn't do much of the gym thing. It's all his own shit and 2x4 on that. Like, it's cool.
Yeah, like if you're, a CrossFitter, that's easier to do at home. If you're even a power lifter, it's easier to do at home. But like when you're bodybuilding, I mean, you need a cable machine. You need this weight and that weight and this weight. You need dumbbells from 5 pounds to 150 pounds. And
what's the bodybuilding thing about? Is it for health? Is it for looks? Is it why would somebody do? Why do you want to do that?
A lot of it. I mean, I honestly like I just go in because I like to work my ass off. But
right,
bodybuilding for the most part is aesthetics, and bodybuilding is more about not so much weight lifting. It's about weight controlling. You know, it's
that's fucking well said. I like that.
It's instead of just you're fucking heaving a bunch of weight up and breaking your back, you're taking a weight that you can manage and control it, and you're isolating body parts, and I like that a lot better. I'm 43 now.
Fuck, you look great, bro.
And I can't go lift heavy anymore. My back, I have back issues and stuff, and you know, just at any time it can be a shoulder issue, a knee issue, or whatever. So it's just, for me, that's better. It's easier on my body, and it's fun.
Well, too, and the real, like, look, if you look good, you feel good too, right?
Oh yeah.
So I get that for sure.
Yeah.
I just think it's interesting when people get involved in saying how much more healthy they are. These guys that walk in look like a fucking animal. I don't believe you're healthy. I think you're falling apart. Like, these guys look like they're, but that's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
So the idea of the health part of that, I disagree with completely.
Yeah.
I just wondered what you thought.
They're some of the biggest guys, man. They're actually extremely unhealthy. Their heart is shot. I mean, you get on, you know, a lot of these guys that are on heavy gear. Rich Pina is a great example. The dude was a monster.
Yeah.
Monster. And he had severe heart issues from the gear that he was on all the time. The guy, it would kill a horse what he was putting in his body. And it ended up, you know, getting the best of him. A lot of them big guys, like, that's why I don't want to get big like that, is because, I mean, there's one, it takes a lot of work.
Sure.
I mean, don't get me wrong, you got to go and you got to bust your ass. But when you're pumping that much hormones and shit in your body, there's bad things that happen. It fucks with your blood, and I mean, your nervous system and everything. And usually, the big bodybuilders, if they don't die from, you know, effects from the gear they were on, they usually choke on food. Is like the number 2 cause of a big bodybuilder
Overeating
dying.
like a motherfucker.
Oh, I mean, you're eating 7-8 meals a day, and after a while, I think they just get like tired and stop chewing. And in fact, a guy I know real well, Dusty Hanshaw, big guy. He's big in the bodybuilding industry and everything. Like 3 weeks ago, he was at home eating a piece of steak, choked on the piece of steak, and I choked on it really, really hard. And he got it out, but then he started spitting up blood. So he went to the hospital, and he had ruptured his esophagus.
Ooh.
And he was bleeding internally, and they had to put him in a coma. He was in a coma for like 2 weeks.
Jesus.
Until they could get the blood, you know, the blood to stop and everything under control, and they're slowly bringing him out of it now. But it's just crazy. I mean, this guy's like 350 pounds, monster, and a little piece of steak.
Yeah, man.
You know,
everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the face.
Right?
Mike Tyson.
So,
we've talked about guns. We've talked about bodybuilding. Did you, when you were younger, did you want to be a lineman, or is that like something family?
Yeah, it was family. I had 2 uncles or 3 uncles, and my older brother was in it. And so it was kind of family trade. I grew up around linemen when I was a kid. A lot of my dad's friends were linemen, but all my uncle's friends were linemen. So when he'd have a big party, it was all linemen and everything. I grew up around it. And so it was just really just kind of just like Junior, you know, just like the natural.
I think the trade's full of that.
To go, yeah.
It's really full of that because it's not something that's hard. It's not out there for a display for people to go get in. Hey, get in this apprenticeship. Call this number. It's weird.
Yeah.
So it's a very almost like it's like an army. It's all you're from the family.
Oh yeah,
you're a mafia, right? You just line up.
When like Junior and I started, really, the guys that got in, you had like family that was in it, or there was someone close to you that was in it. That's you know how you almost had to have someone vouch for you, and Now it's a lot different. But I mean, back then it was like most of the guys who was in it. It was, hey, you know, my dad, my uncle, my grandpa were all linemen, and my brothers are linemen.
Look at the pride that puts on your name.
Oh yeah.
I just wanted to stop you there. Look at that right there.
Yeah.
That could be a huge part of our problem here, because anybody's trying to get in it now. Anybody can. Who are you? I don't know. Resume looks okay. Come on in. Before it's like Alex fucking Phillips. Boom, boom, boom. Like, you're hired, motherfucker. And you would never like do that name any harm. You like, I'm gonna fucking do better. The next guy gets better and better. I think that's how it used to be, and I think that's falling apart now.
That's why, honestly, a big reason that I've kind of lost my luster for it is that it's just not the same. When we were in it, literally, I was thinking about this today. It was like literally every fucking crew was stacked. Yep. Like, if we could go back and bring all them guys back, you know, Junior and freaking Carrillo and Sam and you know, freaking Tyler Jacobson and you know, Clancy, and I mean all them guys that were so badass. Rick Roby was a good one. I mean, you could go on and on and on. Every crew was stacked like fucking crazy. Hard worker. It was competitive. It was, you know, as an apprentice, it was, you show up to work and it was, you had pride that your truck was the cleanest, or you got, you know, shit loaded up and all together, you know, the first, and it was very competitive. We all pushed each other. And now it is like, man, you got to fucking pull teeth to get an apprentice to, you know, clean his damn truck.
How do we fix that? How do you
go back to the way it was?
That'd be easy if it were, but how do they do that now? Honestly, how do these foremen do that? What are they allowed to do?
Man, it's so.
There's a reason I left.
The trade is totally different now. I mean, if you talk down to an apprentice or just even like raise your voice at him, you're in trouble. And especially like Cal, Nevada, man, that's a joke.
How do we fix it though? I think this is it. Everybody just says that, like talks about the problem, and it goes away. How do we fix that shit? It's like, no, you're fucking fired, bro. How do we do that?
We get a boat, and we take all the fucking lawyers and attorneys. We put them on that boat. We send it out in the ocean. And we sink that motherfucker.
Now let's get practical.
Yeah. Now let's build a fucking power line.
I like that.
Yeah. It's hard, man. Everybody is so caught up in lawsuits. I honestly, like, literally almost every job that we go on, an apprentice ends up trying to sue us, and they claim that it's, you know, it's racial. It's, you know, that we just singled this guy out and this, whatever. And it's like, no, it's because you fucking suck. That's why you get yelled at, is because you don't fucking, you know, do your part. We're trying to get you to do your part. And they don't get that. You know, their parents never chewed their ass. They never got spanked. They never, you know, were held accountable to, you know, do their chores or anything. And basically, these young kids come into the line trade, and that's where they grow up. And they're forced to grow up by a bunch of hardened linemen. It seems brutal.
Right.
But
I'm curious to wonder, Alex, what you think our people that taught us, Clancy's, fucking Pete Blundell's, our fucking, all these roadhouses, all the old G's, man, right? Are they doing the same? They ain't podcasting for sure, but see what I mean? I think were they saying the same thing about our generation? Like, Jesus Christ, you know, were we doing that? Is this just part of this evolution, right? It's a new growth, but it seems like this is a little more aggressive than. What do you think about that?
I remember, you know, a lot of them old guys saying, you know, how much the trade had changed then, but and I would ask them, and I'm sure they would say the same, but I would say that, like, our generation was one of the last great generations of linemen. Mm-hmm. After us, and they started throwing in the big algebra tests and all that shit to get in. Because when we were in there, it was like, you know, it was either you were a farm kid, you came off construction, you're doing, you know, you'd worked before. And then when they take and they start throwing all these, like, expectations for math to come in and stuff, and you take a hardworking kid off a ranch, he's not going to be able to do a fucking math problem that's, you know, 10 miles long. Right. But he can pick a shovel up and dig a fucking hole in a heartbeat. Yeah. You know, and so they started taking these kids that, yeah, they're book smart, but never worked a day in their damn life. And, I mean, literally, you're teaching guys how to shovel. Right. It's like, you're fucking 20 years old, dude.
What do you think's going to happen to us then? So power lines are always going to be built, man. Yeah. So how do we get around that little piece? How, is it just, it's got to just run its course. I don't know. There's just like the gun problem.
Yeah.
There's no fix to the problem, but work with it. Be there on the front line and work with it.
Yeah. It's, one thing that I found is you need more people. Back in the day, we used to be able to go in and do jobs with 6 or 8 guys.
Yeah.
Now it's 20 guys. Because those 6 or 8 guys back then all busted their ass all day long.
Yeah.
And now you got, 20 guys that are half-assing it, so you really got 10 guys.
Yeah.
And they just, and I'm not saying that money wasn't important back then, but honestly, like a lot of the times we were just in it for the pride, where now it's like, you get guys come in and it's like, you're not going to pay me double time to do that. It's like, well, I just paid you straight time to sit on your nuts for fucking 8 hours. Now it's time to just make your money or do the job I just paid you for. And it's like, well, if you want me to do that, it's going to be double time.
It's definitely changed.
They're so
weird. It's part of life though, right? Everybody has so much. We all expect everything, right? Yeah. It's really sad. That's why it changed dramatically for me.
Yeah.
And with the power company, and that's when I slowed down and did a little graze out of it.
Yeah.
I knew I couldn't do the contracting and just leave. I'd have an aneurysm. It's hard. I'm here to tell the world this is one of the hardest things I've ever done. This past little week, we've had an issue with me with. That's hard to get rid of this line thing. It's hard to take a prisoner out of it and throw him into the world. That's how I am. I'm a caged animal and used to be so powerful, right? And now we're coming into this. It's a hard transition.
You're more powerful now, man. You're in control of your own destiny.
That's a very interesting.
You don't have Chris Prashon breathing down your neck gonna fire you because you didn't put a wheel chalk down.
But I have all the accountability of a wrong move, just like you saying. Yeah. It's the opposite of it, right? People think, oh, he's got it all, it's easy. I make one wrong move, now I'm fucked. I don't have another contractor, another job. That's the reality of that piece.
Oh, yeah.
That's all I'm saying. But I love what I'm doing. But it's hard to, I miss it.
Dude, I admire you for it. I really do. It's, when guys have the balls to go out on their own and do their own thing, and, I mean, you're kicking ass, dude.
Thanks, man.
And I admire it. I mean, there's so many guys out there with so much potential, but they get just stuck in this, well, if I'm here every Wednesday, a check shows up in my bank, and I pay my bills and I live until the next check and then the next check. And it's like you're completely dependent on somebody else, So anytime that you can use your own skills, your own brain, and make your own way, fuck, man, that's gold.
And any human can do it. We all just think we're afraid we can't. We don't know how. Yeah. I'm not good at anything. Well, then just go work. What are you worried about?
Oh, yeah.
People seem to ask, how do I do that? Don't do this. What do you do? What are you into? Yeah. What do you like? What do you bring something up what you do, right?
Yep.
That's what we don't need to change the world. Just perfect what you do.
Oh, yeah.
When's your plans to jump out?
I wish I could do it right now, but
you could. But XYZ.
Yeah.
That's real. It's weird. It sucks.
Yeah, it is. And it's a lot of it's a timing type thing. And I mean, you really want to have, just like what you did. I mean, you got all this stuff set up and you done it right. You done it the exact way where as an entrepreneur, you start your business while maintaining your 9-to-5 that helps fund it. And you got an income coming in. And then when your new business is doing well enough that you can make that jump and move in and still pay your mortgage and everything else, then you're fucking gold. There's not a single person walk around on this earth that got rich or was very successful sticking to their regular 9-to-5 job, showing up, clock in, clock out.
Yep. You
get a check every week. You don't get to, grow and expand and do all this stuff like you're doing, you're stuck. Yeah. And so people get so used to that. I'm just stuck in this groove.
They think they're stuck.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah. They think they're stuck and that's life to them. And really, I mean, that's like slavery.
It's just like anxiety.
Yeah, it is.
You think you have a problem. You don't have a fucking problem.
Oh, yeah.
Quit.
Yep.
Like, it'll get hard, then it's going to be good. That's the gym for the pill. Now it's going to get hard. Now you're going to work. That's just it, man. That's how this has been. Same thing. But Bill Knights, it's scary. It's hard right now. That's that thing. Illusion is a different thing, man. The illusion of what people see, what things are and what they really are.
Oh, yeah.
You know, whatever. But we're doing the best we can, and I will make it work no matter what.
Oh, yeah.
So it's all in every time, everywhere. That's how it used to be.
I've never seen Junior quit shit.
No.
You know, you've always been fucking 1,000%, you know? And so I have no doubt you guys are killing it. Your wife is freaking absolutely supportive.
I'm telling you right now, that's how it keeps together.
She is a boss lady.
She all right.
A man is only as good as the woman next to him.
That's no
true.
joke.
And those chicken tacos were fucking amazing, by the way.
Yeah, for real.
Super good.
I'll have to come over for Taco Tuesday, man.
Anytime, man. You're welcome here anytime.
Yeah.
So that we'll bring it back, or we're about there, I think, right? So why not just go back to the foreman thing, back to what you liked? Easier, less stress, right? So it's like I don't even like this. It's like why don't they go back?
It's not. To me, it's not even going. I wouldn't even be able to call it going back. Like we were saying, it's changed so much that, I mean, literally, I have never climbed a fucking pole with this pussy scrap.
No, I haven't either.
I have never. And just so, I mean, it's changed so much that to me, it's like, yeah, I've dealt with it and seen it from this side of the fence. You know, when I was a lineman, we had, just a regular old skid and hooks, and you climbed up a pole and you free climbed, and now it'd freak the fuck out on that. And so it's like, it'd almost be like I say, I don't think it'd be going back. It's just like going back to a trade that I got to relearn, you know? And it's just,
it's sad to show, Alex, that the more fucking rules they have, the more tools for safety they have, the more, if you won't fall, don't worry about it. This covered, you're going to be fine. The more of this that's out there, the less everything else is happening. It goes the opposite way. There's no accountability. Go up there and fuck around. I can make a mistake or two. It's fine. So they don't understand their craft. That's the sad part of me. Where I taught so behind the lines all the time of look how this works. I want to show you how this works. I could show you, talk to you, and we'll do it later, but jobs that I did things that just because it's a rule doesn't mean, when you have passion, look around you. If you have passion for something you do, you find a good way to do it faster, more efficient.
Oh, yeah.
If these crews had no fear to take, or foremen take that to an upper management, say, I want to change a fucking rule. Look at how we do this. I think the world would change again. But it's the fear in between there's no connection. It's here they are. Hurry, throw everything up. Now everybody's fucked up. And it's really sad, Alex.
A lot of the pride portion is taken out of it in that way too. And it's just like you have all these new insane safety measures that are put in place where, like, when we were going, we'd free climb to 120 120 feet in the air, free climbing. If you screw up, you're dead.
That's it.
But that's what kept you safe, and that, I think, was a source of a lot of the pride that we had.
Right.
And like, we were proud as hell. I mean, it was like, I'm a fucking lineman, and it's like, now you see a lot of these kids that are just journeying out. It's like, I'm a lineman. It's like, the fuck you are.
Same thing. There's no pride.
Yeah, you never.
They can't fall. They can't get electrocuted. They can't, because they're safe. Everything's so incredibly safe. They don't even think about what they're doing.
Oh yeah. Well, and that's
sad.
A lot of them, the stuff that like the free climbing and not the scares, the crazy safety skids they have now. We stayed safe because we knew if we fucked up, we were dead.
Big price to pay.
Now they put all these, like, and I think it's like just a false sense of security that, oh, hey, if I cut out, this belt's going to catch me. It won't. Sometimes it will, but sometimes it won't. Don't depend on it.
I think it's safe to say the more accountability you have in something, the better you are at it, the more it is, the more everything.
Oh, yeah.
The more rich it is that is, right? No matter what you're doing. So it's sad to see the craft doing this. And I think it's because of what we're talking about. More this, more that, more we need a lot less of the things that are not relevant to what's happening is what I think. So accountability on these people would change the problem like that.
Oh yeah.
If you do that, that's what. So it's, I don't know if you guys are in that to where you can push that back at all. Is up management or?
I had a conversation the other day because there was a string of pretty serious accidents going on across the nation, and I just said, like, back before all this bull, a lot of these crazy safety rules and stuff that came into effect, like, we didn't have that many horrible accidents, but there's more accidents and more serious accidents now, I think, than there was when we were doing it.
Think about this. What if we never knew about 7,000 accidents over there? What if we didn't know about that? Listen, I'm all about learning from things.
Yeah.
But the more you think about whatever, the more you're thinking about whatever. If you worry about us jobs, would that fix the problem, correct?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, there was no social media.
Let's talk about the accident in China and the accident. Fuck, man. Yeah. Quit worrying about all that. Let's talk about constructive things, not how everything went fucking bad.
Oh, yeah.
And I believe that would change the world.
Oh, yeah. Well, and back then, too, without, cell phones and social media and, like, everything there was, when you showed up to work, you were focused on work.
Yep.
Because that's all there was to focus on. And so
then you have less problem.
Yeah, everybody was together
simple.
and working, you'd make a plan, stick to the plan, everybody's focused and they're, not on the phone and foreman's not fucking, looking, in the pickup, thumbing through Instagram and it was like everybody was focused.
Yeah,
and
your attention was right where it needed to be.
Yeah.
Because you had nowhere else to send it other than, there's a pretty girl going down the street. It's really sad to see that, man.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know if there's a way to fix it, so that's why I pulled out of it. It was a good time to.
Yeah. You pulled the plug at the good time because it's, like I say, it's a totally different trade, and it's kind of, it takes the wind out of the sails,
It does.
It's just not the same.
And it's sad to see it and watch it and all that, but I feel it's good just to put your piece into it, and then when it's time, you gracefully leave. And I'm not even. So I hung up my ticket. I don't know if that's even much of a thing. I don't know. I don't know how many people have ever done that. I don't know.
Right.
It seemed like kind of a weird big deal there to him, and I was like, "This honorable discharge is what it's called."
Yeah.
So
I've done the same thing.
Oh, did you do that too?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you're still in the trade though. You still work in management, right?
Yeah, I'm in management.
Okay. Well, I left.
Yeah. I ended up. Well, I kind of.
So it's weird.
IBW is not what it used to be.
Oh, you mean these guys?
Yeah.
See that?
Yeah.
That's pride.
Yeah.
Nobody does that anymore.
Yeah. Well, it's not the same anymore. Anymore it's like everybody just kind of making their own deals and cutting their own deals, and
yeah, man.
The IBW is more focused on an election than representing the people, or they're more focused on protecting the shithead that's a danger to everybody than protecting the guy that's been out there for 15 hours busting his ass, you know? And that's one thing, we did that big project in Nevada, and those apprentices, they kept on calling, discrimination this, discrimination that, blah, 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 on and on and on. And they would come out there, and they would completely try and chew our guys' ass. And it's like, dude, these guys aren't being discriminated against, or they're not being drove any harder than anyone else. They're just expected to carry their weight. You sent an 18-year-old kid that's never worked a day in his life out on a 500 line in the middle of the desert with a bunch of seasoned highliners, hardest motherfuckers in the trade. You just fed him to the lions, and he's learning right now. And he doesn't understand that, hey, if I listen to what this lineman is chewing my ass about and I don't do that again, I'm not going to get my ass chewed out at that again, and it just, I don't know.
What do you think about the idea of, I think we should talk someday about coaching people, not, a program for, I think the problem is management. That's my, they're not the problem. They don't know how to manage people. You don't manage people.
Yeah.
That's backwards. So I think helping and then talking to people coming into the trade before they get in the apprenticeship, it's not in the middle where the problem is, but that's where the focus is.
Yeah.
That's where everybody's getting fucking in trouble.
Yeah.
If we focus on the start and the finish, the big and the small, we could balance out what's happening with all that. What is that an idea somebody would entertain? I would love to come do that.
I think probably one of the biggest things that has caused all this change for the worst is that, I mean, it's pretty rare anymore that, say, like with a utility or even a contractor, that a lineman's running the show.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like as those guys are retiring, like your dad left.
Yep.
You know, and like as those guys are retiring, they're replacing those guys with just pencil pushers. They don't understand linemen. They don't understand the trade. And these are the same people that are interviewing apprentice candidates. And they can more understand a kid that should really be going to school to be an engineer.
Right.
Or, you know, philosophy or something.
Right.
They can relate to him more than, you know, a hardworking country boy that walks in and says he wants to build a fucking power line.
Yeah.
You know, so I think we're getting a lot of the wrong people.
It's sad.
Yeah. But it's hard. I mean, we're seeing it a lot where, you know, in a lot of different contractors where they're kind of pushing the guys, the linemen that were management, they're trying to push them down or push them out. They're trying to retire them. You know, Terry Roberts, you know, he was my mentor, and he was really the last lineman in you know, a high position.
In management. Yep.
You know, and when he retired, guess what they replaced him with? A non-lineman, you know. And basically, I mean, you don't get told, but you get told without being told that you're a lineman. You're not gonna go anywhere.
Right.
You know, you just focus on the field. We'll take care of this.
How long do you think before you get out of there?
Oh, good.
Couple, 2, 3, 4, 5 year plan?
I would say 5 years. I would be comfortable in it. I just want to make sure I'm set up good.
And then what's that setup? What are you going to be doing? You'll just be done working?
No.
Start you.
I got to have something.
Yeah. What's your next move?
I got my eye. There's the gym in Ogden. I got my eye on.
Cool, man.
I want. This area is in desperate need for a real pro gym. You have all these box gyms and stuff that are overcrowded, and like the people that are real serious, real hardcore, they need a place. And there's one in Salt Lake, and they're killing it. They're fucking killing it. And Ogden,
okay, we'll edit this out then.
Yeah, right?
Nobody do this.
Right. And so Ogden doesn't have that. Yeah. They don't, you know, and they need it. They in a bad way. When me and Em, as we travel around, it's always fun to find these old school pro gyms. That's what we go for.
What's a pro gym?
Pro gym is more focused towards, you know, people that are there to work.
Okay, got it.
You don't, like, if you get these tender kind of guys in there, like, yeah, like if a guy's walking around flirting with girls, they boot their ass out.
Damn.
You know, you don't have to be like a pro in there. It just basically the pro means
quality.
Your etiquette.
Yeah.
In there.
I like that.
Is that when you go in there, you go in there to fucking work. You don't flirt with her. You don't flirt with her. You work. You know. And
it's a classy club. It's not the fucking the whatever.
Well, usually they're the most like dingy, dirty, you know, roughed
up. They're
to
work though.
Yeah,
they're to work.
But they're there to work. But you know, I've been to some of them that literally, like, if there's a guy in there that, like, even kind of like looking girls the wrong way or whatever, they go and tell them to get out.
Wow.
Like, you know, obviously you're not here to work. Get out.
I think that's awesome. I think that's cool that they do that. Yeah. But I'm over here thinking that's maybe a business move. Like,
that's why I said edit this out.
What about a gym where, you know, like, you came to fuck? Like,
like the
we'll
gym, edit that out too.
Like the Tinder gym.
They're both great ideas. Look, this dude's an inventor, man.
Singles only, right?
What, do you
or not?
Most people that cheat are not single. I don't think.
Yeah.
You'd have to. Yeah.
Yeah. Name it like secrets, or I don't know. You'd have to come with like some strip club type name.
Just call it the fuck room.
The fuck barn. I'll stop there. You've always been one of the most incredibly easily talented, smooth guy. Like things come easy to Alex was my what I see. Your creativity. I had no idea you would ever suffer with any anxiety of any kind. I guess you didn't at the point I knew you.
A lot of people, I mean, literally, there isn't a whole lot of people that know that about my past. And like when I do tell people about it, they're like, seriously?
That's it, man. It's all blanketed out, baby.
Like, yeah, I guess I hit it well.
How do you? Yeah, man, you do that, apparently. Look at me. Jesus Christ. How does Alex stay? You used to invent lots of shit. You were super creative. I remember that, man. I was like, dude, you always were building something cool.
Yeah.
What keeps you there? What keeps a guy creative and wanting to do more and invent the damn tape thing? And is that still a thing?
Oh yeah.
Oh, cool, man.
I get every 3 months I get a check.
That is fucking incredible. So Alex invented. Tell him, what is it?
Well, the big one is called the lineman cutout tool, and basically, it was one of them deals where, when I went to the power company for like 3 weeks, it was a long time I was there.
Yeah.
But I was out at, working trouble as a troubleman every night, and you're out there, you're dealing with wind and everything, and the tooling that we had at the time, it was like you'd get that gate almost up there and it'd slip and fall down.
Yep.
And I'm like, dude, there's got to be a better fucking way than this.
So he wanted to build his craft better.
Yeah, so it's just like I started thinking of like how can I make this easier, and I came up with the idea. I did, and
that's so fucking cool.
I actually made one, and I used it for probably a month, and I'm like, fuck, this thing actually works. I'm like, I wonder if AB Chance would be interested. So I got a hold of a guy, and there's a whole process for it.
Oh sure. And
I went through the process. It was the first time in 25 years they bought an outside idea. And
wow, dude.
Yeah. It doesn't happen often, and they bought it, and I get royalties off it.
Dude, good for you.
When I die, my kids will get it.
I think that's beautiful.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's just like guys like you and me. It's like if you're struggling with something, or you're gonna figure out a fucking better way to do it,
or just fuck it and keep dealing with it. I think it's beautiful. You have the heart to do some stuff like that. I think it's neat, man.
Yeah. I just, I'm always busy doing something, building shit.
It's funny that's the way people keep. You always hear that. People are like, yeah, just don't do anything. People that are healthy and okay and sound, it seems they're doing shit.
Oh, yeah.
Do stuff.
Yeah.
Not this. Don't do this stuff.
Yeah.
Move your fucking body.
Oh, yeah.
Alex, I don't know, depressed. I don't know the words to anything, but when I tattoo too much, I fucking can't do it. So it really is a thing, man. I'm here to tell everybody, move. I don't care what you do. Just run around the backyard. When I stop on a break, I'll run from the east wing or west wing through the house, up the door, and they come up this other way, and they're like, dude, every hour, I got to get up and run.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's pretty important to move. Would you agree?
Oh, hell yeah. I can't. You can ask my wife. I can't sit very long. I can't.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I sit there, my brain is always going, and there's like, especially like I live on 2 acres, and I got a million projects that either I'm going or need to go and everything. And it's like, I sit there and it's like, all that shit is like, it's talking to you. It's like, finish your fucking deck. Do this, do that, do that. And I can't just sit there. I have to go.
The wife of a lineman is a very tough thing to be, I would imagine. Cause it's a thing. And I think people just harness it and let people be who they are. We're crazy. We have to create and build and go, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
So your new farm, you're doing a gym. I'm going to come up there and help you fucking put it all together.
Oh, hell yeah.
And we'll pod that bitch.
Yeah. That's our goal. We want to get that built and put our little badass gym in there. And then the wife, she wants a mini cow, a mini horse, a mini donkey, and some mini goats.
Can we eat them?
What about a mini me, like a little dude? Like a little midget guy. Yeah, just about everything.
Right.
What's gonna be different in your gym? What is maybe you're not getting at your local gym now that you're gonna be like, I need this in our shit?
Atmosphere. You don't have to have the best equipment, the most equipment or anything, but there's some badass gyms like in Vegas. There's some sick badass gyms where, I mean, you just walk in there and there's murals on the wall and the lighting's badass, and you know it's set up cool, and the fucking music's pumping, and you walk in there and it's like, all right, I want to work.
People that care about the craft, not the fucking income.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's just like you go in there and I mean it's just the ambiance, and when you're around other people that are just there working their ass off, you know, and like I say, it doesn't have to be like a bunch of pros or anything. It's just people in there with the right attitude,
like-minded, baby.
that you're there to fucking work, and it's addicting. You know, you get in there and it's just like you look over and this guy is over there and he's busting his ass, and it's like, fuck, okay, I got to get busy.
It's real, like you said about the money thing. Always, it's when you're just there to do it. That's that, and you're gonna build a gym that's. I'm here just to fucking build the coolest gym ever. Oh yeah. Not Voss, not none of them, but the big names. They're just there to make money. They don't fucking care about any of that.
Oh yeah.
I can guarantee you that because it's corporate, right?
Yeah.
So that's cool, man.
Oh yeah. Well, that's it. Like a lot of anymore, like social media and fitness is such a big deal. Where, I mean, people are a lot of the times they're there to market themselves.
Yep.
You know, and I done that for a minute, like. There's the supplement companies and everything else, and they want you to, you know, be an athlete and do this and do that and post online and do this, and I can't fucking do it. Dude, like on Instagram, very seldomly do I ever post anything, and usually if I do, it's about my wife or my kids. And it's nothing like I'm a very private person. I'm not a salesman. I hate fucking trying to sell anything, you know, so they were always like, hey, you know, 3 times a week, you need to push this product. I got name me.
Yeah.
Not fucking me. It ain't. And I passed up some pretty cool opportunities, but if I did it, I don't have the passion for it, and I'd probably not be very good at it. And I just, like I say, I'm not a salesman. And when I want to go in the gym to focus and burn out all that energy and not be worried about, oh God, I got to film this lift and fucking push this and push that product, and that. At that point, then it becomes work. You know, I don't want to.
How soon can we look forward to this gym?
Well, our little gym here pretty soon.
Your gym and the big new badass one.
Yeah.
How about putting a stripper pole in there? Get rid of the girls working out or whatever it's problem. Just put one in the.
Yeah, we're down for that. We do that. Yeah,
that'd be pretty dope.
I want to have it done. Well, the shop I got to have done by like October, and then I want to get into. Getting it all, you know, decorated up and get some equipment and stuff in there. And
dude, let me know when you're ready.
Oh, yeah, dude. I mean, this is sick.
We could YouTube pod that up. How you did it?
Oh yeah,
be cool.
Yeah, it'd be badass. And like, you know, the wife. I mean, when people want to come up and bust her ass, like, kind of like something that I would like to do just to kind of, you know, give back is, you know, these people that are struggling with. Anxiety or struggling with, you know, whatever, if it's a physical disability or whatever it is, and to be able to have them, you know, come up and just work with them one-on-one in our own space. There isn't a bunch of fucking people around, and to where you feel comfortable and, you know, teach them different lifts or methods or, you know, whatever, or go through, you know, dieting and stuff like that, to where they're in a comfortable environment to where, okay, yeah, you know, I'm comfortable now I'll go to the big gym or whatever. Go. You know, I like helping people. I think it's so fucking inspirational when you see someone that, you know, there's a guy that at a gym in Ogden there. I've seen him around for a while. And when I first seen him in there, you know, he was not in any kind of shape at all. And here just a couple months ago, we seen him, and I honestly didn't recognize him. And then he walks up, and he's like, hey, man, it's been a long time since I've seen him. I'm like, yeah, I don't know what the fuck it makes you, but yeah. And then he started telling me, I'm like, holy fuck. He looks like a totally different person. And he's like, you know, he's into it. Now his wife is into it and everything's fucking golden. I fucking love that.
It's real.
I love it. That's what it's about. That's what it's all about. And so I'd like to help people like that. You know, whatever the problem is.
That's all I said a long time ago when we talked about this, Dre, was anything mentally issues, the think we're stuck thing. That's all I'm trying to say is I really think if you're weak. If you're weak in your head, go physically. Go struggle physically, and it will counteract that fast. You don't have time to think about your fucking whatever you're thinking about because you're trying to breathe. You're trying not to puke. It's so real. That's all I was saying. If you're able and willing to move, physical exertion in any way will stop all those that quickly, more than a pill will. And it's you, and then you got pride, and then you've built, and then you create it, and then you're like, yeah, and that's why you start looking like a fucking beast.
And that's when you work out and you exert yourself, your body secretes all these endorphins that are associated with so many good things of, reduced anxiety and mood. And I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on. So it's like a natural medicine. You're just letting your body do what it's supposed to do. And you're working and you're feeling good and you're happy. And it doesn't take long. I mean, I remember when when I quit drinking and I started, getting, exercising and stuff like that. I mean, it was literally like a week, and it's like, fuck, I feel good. And then it's like, you look in the mirror, it's like, I look a little different.
Oh, yeah.
And then you keep going and going and look a little different. And and I never had any kind of trainer or coach or anything. So it was just like, I was researching. It's like, I'd kind of plateau out. And it's like, seeing like what it was in my diet. And it's like, okay, I'm going to change how I eat. And then I'm going to change how I fucking sleep. And when I wake up and when I go to bed, and all that stuff adds up. And as you do it, it just becomes routine and you don't even think about it. And you're looking towards the next goal and the next goal and the next goal. And, there's a guy, it's been a couple weeks ago, but he walks up and he's like, hey man, do you mind me asking how long you've been doing this in the gym? I've been working. I'm like, fuck, it's been quite a few years now, and he's like, man, I wish I could just, walk in the gym and look like you. It's like,
I wish a lot of things.
You can. You just got to do it for about 15 years, just keep walking in.
That's the same thing with everything.
But it's when someone starts, they got to start. This is the biggest downfall. This probably makes more people fail and drop out than anything, is that they walk in with the wrong expectations. And so you got to go in there with the, realistic expectations, have a goal, have an end goal, and have that in sight, but don't think it's going to happen in 2 weeks. It's like, have the big goal, but then make little goals. Okay. And, in 2 months, I'm going to drop this weight, or I'm going to be, lifting this much weight, or, whatever it is, make them smaller goals, and them smaller goals build up, and they build and they build and build. Before you know it, you're fucking different. You're changed.
That's life, man. Anybody just put accountability on yourself, want to do something, and do it. It's that easy. Everybody just wants everything. We want things, and we don't want to do anything for them.
Yeah.
It's really sad.
Yeah.
And I hope with your new gym and or that new movement, you can help maybe bring some of that spark back into all that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's, man, I love seeing people. And like, I don't go around offering advice, but like when people ask, I'm more than happy to help. And like to see those people take that advice and put it to work and watch them change and and it's there's been guys that walk in and you can tell they won't look down, they're always looking down and no eye contact, and they're kind of like looking around like, oh fuck, like when you're new in the gym, you walk in there and you swear to God that everybody in that gym is fucking staring at you.
Yeah.
In reality, no one gives a fuck.
They're scared of themselves anyway.
Yeah. No one fucking cares. So, when you see guys that, are going through that and head down and, they can tell that they're very self-conscious, into next thing you know, they're in these fucking stringer tanks and
still self-conscious.
Fucking walking in. But it's, it's cool. It's like, it makes you feel good.
We're all in our own way, man. We are. Everybody just thinks about themselves, and we all think that everybody thinks about us. It's really weird. It's healthy. It's normal just to be. Yep. We're so weird, dude.
Yeah. Well, and that's
Go do stuff, people. God damn it.
Tell my wife, it's like true freedom is when you stop giving a fuck what anybody thinks about you.
That's real.
You just do your thing and fuck everyone.
We'll have to start saying that instead of don't be a dick.
Right?
I like that.
Yeah. It's just like, honestly, like I'm at the point in my life. I mean, when life beats you down, I went through a divorce, and I went through a horrible relationship that beat me down just like to the fucking dirt. So you get scarred up and everything, and you learn from it, and
it's time to fight. Time to go back.
Yeah, you come back, you got that fucking grit in your teeth and the fire in your eyes, and that's when I met my wife. I just got out of there's an abusive relationship, and I'm not talking like she was abusive to me, and not physically, mentally. Mental abuse to me is worse than physical abuse. I'd rather get fucking curb stomped than have someone do the mindfuck games with me.
Yeah.
And because I can heal, my body will heal itself if it's physically injured.
Right.
Mentally injured,
you got to figure it out.
That's different. That's different.
It's real.
Yeah. So I mean, like I would 10 times rather have my ass kicked than to have, a big mindfuck game going on all the time. And that's what I came out of. And just one day, I just like woke up, I'm done with this shit. I'm over it. And I move on. And I swear to God, like I told myself, like, I'm not getting another fucking relationship.
Oh, yeah.
I am done. I am so done. I'm over it. And I was just like, focus on me. It was me and the kids. And then one day I walk into this store, and here comes this brunette walking around the corner. I'm
like, oh shit, here we go.
Fuck. Yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I was sitting there, and the whole time I'm going, there's no way she's at all interested in me at all. But I'm like up and down. I was like, what the fuck do I say? And I made up some dumb, I think I asked her about her tattoo. I'm like, oh, it's a badass tattoo. And she's like, oh, yeah, whatever. And she's just all cool. And I left, and I'm like, yeah, she has
I bombed that shit.
no interest at all in me. And I went home, and this is down in Vegas, and a buddy of mine, Sean, we were living together down there, and I went home, and I told him, like, dude, I just seen the hottest woman I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. And he's like, seriously? I'm like, dude, yeah. I don't even know what to say. I don't know what to say. And after that, it was like, I kept going back, hoping she'd be working. And then eventually we finally ran into her, and she's all cool cat and stuff. And then come to find out, we were looking for each other, but always like wrong place, wrong time, wrong place, wrong time. And then finally, a couple of times we ran into each other, and I sat there like at her work talking to her for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
And I still didn't think she had any interest in me. I just thought she was cool, and maybe she listened to me run my mouth. I don't know, but
well, I'm fucking beyond the moon glad and happy that you did and met somebody you're happy with, and watching you succeed and all that stuff, man. It's great to watch you you look great. I'm sure you feel great because you look great.
Try.
And I guess I'm going to wrap this up probably, huh? How long did I go?
Hour and 52 minutes.
Oh, that's a big one.
Yeah.
I lose track of time.
Yeah.
I do.
I went by fast.
It does. I do 4 hours.
Yeah.
Fucking that shit.
And we didn't hardly get caught up.
We're going to need a round two. You and I are going to need a round two.
Yeah, I'm down.
Because there's a whole other piece to all that. I know there is. So.
Oh, yeah.
I want to thank you for coming clear down here, man, to come do this with us.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
You're welcome here anytime.
Oh, yeah.
So, I think, Dre, do you have anything, Dre?
No, that's it. Other than check out The Hour Continues. It's a sub podcast to the 27th Hour. And there's a contest going on right now. So make sure you go on to the Instagram, 27th Hour Podcast on Instagram.
Perfect. Do you have anything you want to share for any of your socials or anything like that?
No.
Don't have them.
I know. I'm pretty low key.
Well, I appreciate you coming on here, man. And we'll definitely talk more and we'll do more.
Hell yeah.
So, yeah, this is just part one to the next.
This is cool, man. Dre, you're kick-ass, and appreciate everybody. You guys are cool, and I fucking good catching.
Well, we're nothing without you guys coming, so we appreciate you guys.
Yeah, we come down here. She needs ink done. Always need more ink done.
You're in the right spot, baby.
We'll be there.
You're here.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on, bro.
Hell yeah.
Everybody, stay creative. Remember, the most important thing we do with our life is what we do with our life.
Yep.
And love everybody.
Yep.